pop, pop. Ah, fuck, there we go. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, twerkers, jerkers, and lurkers, witches, liches, and bitches? It is time once again for another edition of Johnston Blackhorse Does the Drawings with your host, me, Johnston Blackhorse, and I'm here to do the motherfuck drawings. Fucking OBS set my mic to default again. So fucking open to freaking dead air. Just, oh, god damn it. Yeah, if that isn't an indication of how smooth this stream is going to go, I don't know what is. But today we're going to do Johnston Blackhorse Dono drawing Stroomz. So to anybody who's like watching or checking this out later, if you would like to donate, it'd be much appreciated. Melody said put a bloody post-its on your monitor, Basil, to remind yourself to check your mic every time. Yeah, I usually do, but sometimes I get a little complacent and I put too much trust in OBS to like remember all my settings. But yeah. All right. So much love and appreciation goes to Melody and Dasco Draws for helping me to pay off my truck tires. But now that that's done, like, I'm making the money. Love. Dang it, love. We're gonna give some other people a chance to donate, but thank you, sweetness, my honey kitty. I was telling Melody today, it was like not to donate because she's done enough. Like she fronted like, let's see, $1,200 to help me with my tires. And I was just about to get into this, like so I'm now that the tires are paid off, like I'm almost like back to where I started, just needing to earn money and such. And it's gonna take me a while to get back on top of things. But Melody had given me like some money to go ahead and celebrate, and I did. I went ahead and bought myself some nice fuzzy slippers, which do a really good job at keeping my toes and feet warm. I'm loving these things. I got myself some snacks, but then the day after, like, I got myself my fuzzy slippers, snacks, gas money, and I was pretty much down to like $2 in my bank. But today, which is the day after, fucking another bill comes through. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. One of my bills came out yesterday too, so that zeroed out my account pretty much. So the fuzzy slippers, snacks, gas, and then a bill coming out just zeroed out my account. So I was like, okay, I should be good for a little while. Let me just try to draw and make some money. But then another bill comes out today, so that puts me in the hole, and Melody just filled that hole in. Thank you, love. Yeah, technically $600, because who else paid for off artists that you paid the original $400? Yeah. Yeah, so Melody helped me get out of the hole once again. she I feel bad because god damn it, Stripe isn't working. Fucking hell. I'll figure it out later after this stream. I got all day to transfer that money, so it plenty enough time to like just do some streaming, drawing, see if anybody is willing to donate. But far and above, you know, like Melody has been my biggest donator and most dedicated commission client to date. Ever since we met back in 2017. She'd been my biggest supporter. and just help me out a lot financially. But can't put all the burden on her, so I was just hoping maybe someone else can donate. Give Melody a little bit of a break from my financial woes. So if anyone's willing and capable of donating like a few monies, would be much appreciated. Even though Melody already covered my debt right now. Give Melody a break from helping, she asks. Melody says that's not happening. I guess Melody wants to be MVP of most helpful floof. You my darling sweetie honey kitty. Yeah, this is true. So I guess instead of working on this stuff, I should jump back on this. Now that Melody got me out of the hole. But I should jump on those what do you call them? Suggestions sometime in the near future. So maybe after I do some work on this, I can jump on that Jessica Rabbit suggestion. Then afterwards was Lola Bunny. What does mistletoe look like? Mistletoe. I'll go with like a generic design. Okay. Oh man. I don't know why, but it feels like I freaking bumped my head yesterday. There's like a dull pain right on my scalp. Right here. It sucks. Well, I hope we're all doing good. All of us. Holiday season. I know it's pretty stressful. Money is tight. And here I am, like asking for donations. But I've been cutting some costs here and there. Like I need to, because I don't have much time to work, like doing all the schooling stuff. And this weekend I got to work on a finals project. Apparently I was supposed to have been working on it this whole time, but yeah, I've just been doing the bare minimum homework and didn't realize there was like a finals project that was supposed to we're supposed to turn in at the end, and I haven't gotten a bit of it done yet. But shouldn't be too difficult, because like we're just following like a project in the book, and the book is like a step-by-step instruction of how to build this website, and it's for my web design class. So all throughout the semester we were supposed to be building this website, just kind of going step by step each week. But I guess as long as I follow the book and just like code everything the way it has it, just maybe I should just fucking flip to the end and like just jot down all those examples and code it through that. Instead of like just going like step by step, just like go all the way to the final few steps and just see what they have there, just fucking code it out. Yeah, Melody says money is as tight as a puckered calf. Cave? Calf? You typed calf earlier. I thought that might have been a typo, but to type it twice? I don't know what a calf is. Is that slang for something? Like a calf is slang for sphincter? Asshole? One, two. Cav equals cavity. Asshole. Okay. I was right. Yeah. I got it. Sweet. I started talking to one of my classmates about making a game. So soon I'm going to start working, like looking into that, and maybe I got to start brainstorming of like a simple game to start with. Because I think conceptually, like the first game I want to do, like the first full on game, is like a side scrolling beat 'em up with Popeye, since he's what's the word that is like when a character is no longer copywritten, like he's free to use. I can't remember the term for that. Public license, or no? Public domain. Yes, yes. Popeye is now public domain. Has been for a few years. So I think to make like a side-scrolling beat 'em up with Popeye would be pretty sweet, because like he's a character in a brand that people already know, and since it's public domain, we can just fucking do whatever we want with him. People have tried that before. They tried making like a 3D beat 'em up with Popeye, and it is fucking piss poor god awful. It is a bad game. But I think they just wanted to like cash in on the public domain Popeye before anybody else. and so they just fucking jump the gun and release a shit game without putting too much effort into it. Because like all the models that they used for that 3D game, I guess they were purchased from like pre-built and pre-rendered like model sets from different websites. And so like little love or effort was put into that game at all. It was just a desperate money grab, and it was a shit game. But I think if we like were to like me and this guy were to work on something and just create like a fairly decent side-scrolling game, it'd be it would do pretty well. But I think before getting to that point, maybe just do something a little simpler. Maybe there's like a more like maybe a puzzle game or something, just something leisurely that you can just tap on with your smartphone. Um, nothing too in depth, because I'm thinking like well, a side scroller you'd have to like design like a whole bunch of levels, and like each level having like its own um unique setting. So that is going to take a long while. So I'm just thinking like just a plain like boxed in sort of like casual game. And I keep referring to like Flappy Bird because that was like just a mind-numbing time waster that people just kept playing because there wasn't much to it. You just went through like this the same area. You didn't like advance or anything. You just how many pipes could you fly through with just this one bird and this just one button? So something akin to that, just like really simplistic, but yet um something that people can play on like minutes on end that they get some enjoyment from. Of course, I don't want to like just copy the formula outright and just be like another pale comparison. But something simplistic and entertaining is what I want to do. Maybe something like Fruit Ninja where you just slash at fruit and just get points. Or Google's dinosaur game where you're just running across this desert landscape and you just jump over the obstacles. Something really simple, yet unique and entertaining. Oh, maybe I should tweet this link too. tweet, tweety, tweety, tweet, tweet, tweety, tweety. Rocking in the treetops all day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing this song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street. Jaybird Street. I said sweet. Oh, I had another idea for a little cute game, but that'll come later. I want to do like a game featuring our pet names for each other. Love. So like Squish Bear and Honey Kitty. So it's gonna be like a kind of like a physics driven game where like the bear is actually just gonna sort of like be like this gelatinous blob more or less, hence Squish Bear, and you perform actions to try to like make the Squish Bear like just kind of like roll or bounce to like a certain goal and try to get through all these obstacles so he can go meet up with his lovely lady friend, pal, and compadre, Honey Kitty. I thought we agreed our nicknames were Fuckface and Assbrain. Okay, I don't remember that. I don't remember that conversation, but yeah, we can go with that. But who's Fuckface and who's Assbrain? Can you imagine designing a game around that? It'd have to be like rated mature just for the fucking name alone. That he's got dibs on Fuckface. Which then would make me Assbrain. You know what? It kind of fits. Hmm. I know, like the game concept for the Fuckface and Assbrain game would have to be like the setting is just like a men's bathroom wall with a whole bunch of doodles and just like all the obscene doodles and like fucking like shit that you would see scrawled on men's bathroom walls, and you have to like find your way around all these doodles to like get to your main goal. But the thing is, like, the doodles come to life and try to attack you. So yeah, that that'll be the general concept for that game, is like a men's bathroom like doodle wall come to life, and you play as either Fuckface or Assbrain that has to traverse and get around all these obstacles and enemies. Yes, it's a great game. But can you imagine like fucking like all the crude like doodles on like a bathroom wall coming to life and trying to attack you, like fucking like a doodle of a penis like coming to life and trying to like shoot fireballs at you or something, jizz balls, or I don't know. Ooh, that would be a great game. Copyright it and let's get going. Let's get designing this thing. Oh, and every now and then, like somewhat of like an environmental effect, like so you're one of the doodles on this wall that has come to life. But then every now and then, like some dude will come into the stall to use the restroom, so you see his shadow cast on the background, and if he's standing, then you'll be able to like hear him like taking a leak, maybe burping or sneezing or coughing a bit, but like as long as his shadow is there and like he's taking a piss, and then he uses he just uses the restroom and like leaves. But then every now and then you'll have like a guy just kind of sit on the pot, and then you just have all the sounds of like fecal matter blasting into the bowl. Or like fucking like a dude comes in and masturbates or something, right? Like you see his shadow like flipping through like a porn mag or something, and you can like hear him feverishly beating it off. But the whole time, like the background, like all the doodles are still alive, and you're trying to traverse and make your way around them. But then you have to like steer. Oh, you got to steer clear of the obstacles, like either like piss spatter, like hitting the walls is like something you'll have to avoid, or like fucking shit spackles on the wall when someone's taking a shit, or like when someone's like one of the guys is like jacking off, you have to like traverse your way around like the fucking globules of like fucking semen that splat on the wall and start dripping down. So those become like obstacles in your path to try to like traverse around all the rest of the doodles to like get to the end goal. Yeah, bad guy names for the jokers, sploogers, jerkers, splooger. Yeah. Oh, fucking maybe this like the splooge comes to life and tries to like wiggle and try to like attack you. They start swimming up the wall to try to like get at you or something. Man, this is gonna be a fucking raunchy game. But fuckface and ass brains. Yes. Yes, this is gonna be a great game. We just gotta design it. It's gonna be a million downloads bestseller. Maybe it should be thicker. Yes. Speaking of fecal matter, I might have to drop a deuce sometime soon. Oh, what's up, Dasco? Oh shit! I'm sorry. That would have been bad. Like Dasco pops into the chat, and I'm like here, like speaking of fecal matter. No, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It wasn't. It was in no way a reference to you. We were talking about like this idea for like a 2D side scrolling game, and The characters' names are going to be Fuckface and Assbrain in reference to me and Melody. And the concept for the game is that the setting is like a bathroom, like a men's bathroom stall, where there's just a whole bunch of doodles and drawings and whatever writing that you find there, and you have these two doodles that come to life, like Fuckface and Assbrain, and like the whole setting becomes like sort of like a maze filled with like obstacles and like other doodles that come to life to try to kill you. But then another like environmental hazard is that you have like these men that come in to like use the stall, and they're either pissing, taking a shit, or jacking off. So like the droplets of urine like become an obstacle, like when it's like kind of shooting across the air and like hitting the wall, and like spackles of fecal matter when the fucking guy's like taking a huge ass shit will like splatter on the wall, and that also becomes an obstacle. But like you'll have like also dudes that come in to like fucking jack off. Like you don't see the actual actions, you just see their shadows on the wall. So you don't see any of the people that come in, you just see a shadow, and you hear these people enter and exit. But anyway, like you see like a shadow come in, plop down on the toilet, and he opens up a magazine. Well, apparently like it is a porno mag, and then you can hear him jacking off. And then when he ejaculates, like the semen splatters on the wall and drips down, but then the semen itself like kind of comes alive, and they try to like swim after your characters. So yeah, it's going to be a very raunchy game. So that's why we're talking about fecal matter. Anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be like an instant success. Like I'm gonna have like a million Steam sales in one day. But what do you think, Dasco? As a potential consumer of this type of game, does it pique your interest? What do you think of the pitch? Is it something that you would get off the Steam store or like on Google Play or whatever, and play it as an app on your phone, just to like kill some time, you know, just for like a few bucks? Of course, this isn't going to be like my first gaming concept. I'm going to try to do something simpler. Melody says, should never use the term consumer when referring to this game. Dashka says, I just woke up. That's too spicy for me to comprehend. Well, it's not meant to be spicy. It's more meant to be like just very vulgar and raunchy. So there's like no actual like sex going on in the game. There's just maybe some like sexual imagery, like in the form of like a penis doodle coming to life and like spitting acid at your character or something. Just stuff like that. Really crude and raunchy behavior, or like not behavior, references and humor. Excuse me. But yeah, that's just like a far and away concept. I'm probably gonna like do some other games in the meantime. Like the game that I really want to work on right now is like a 2D side-scrolling beat 'em up featuring Popeye, since Popeye is open domain. But to do that, it's going to be like pretty elaborate, because you're going to have multiple levels. Each level have to have its own scenery. Like Popeye is going to have like a unique move set along with a whole cast of characters. I'm going to have to like brush up on my Popeye cartoons just to get like settings and characters that would fit in that Popeye universe. But that's going to take a while, so I want to start with something smaller. And just like I'm just brainstorming like simplistic casual games. And I keep referencing this because like it's just a good point of reference for what I want to achieve is something akin to Flappy Bird, because you had the one setting and you only had like the obstacles of the pipes, and you had this one character with one button which like made the bird flap its wings so you could like fly around the pipes. And the only goal was just to see how many pipes you could get past. It was like very simple, very like entertaining to the public. Like people downloaded this thing like fucking crazy. And I just want to like come up with an idea or concept for an app that is very like that. Like I don't want to rip the whole concept completely just to become like another pale comparison, but I want to generate or design a game that is much like that. That was very simple but yet entertaining, that people will play for like minutes on end and just generate like a whole bunch of downloads across like the whole gaming appscape. You know, like people like making like YouTube videos or TikToks just featuring the game, and just kind of like let it spread by like word of mouth, more so to speak. But yeah, just to begin with, like just design and animate something like that. But this whole like game concept of fuckface and aspirin just kind of came completely out of left field. Like my idea was to like design like a more of a simple game, like obstacle based, with characters featuring like Mine and Melody's like pet names for each other, like Squish Bear and Honey Kitty. But then she threw out like, I thought our names were Fuckface and Aspirin. So that concept just kind of like spiraled out of control into this like general like very raunchy game idea that's just spattered all over the wall. It's a very good idea, but it's something that I probably won't be designing anytime soon. So now I just want to try to conceptualize something like more generic, cute, fun to play, and simple to design and execute. Melody says, shame we didn't get the chance to invent Berserk Ball, one of my fave Flash games. I don't even think I'm familiar with that. Berserk Ball. Oh, Melody gave me a link. Oh, let me put on my headphones. My headphones. Okay, let's see what this game looks like. Berserk Studios presents from all around the world, a very special guy. A very special guy who whines all the time. Meet the geek. Oh wow, a set of tires. A bunch of poles. Same tires again? Oh shit. Oh god. Oh, let me increase the size of this thing. Level up! Worst shot ever. Cool. Yeah, something like that. Kick the baby. No, no, that sounds like it would be South Park themed. I'm okay with making references, just not too many references. Yeah, but maybe a physics game somewhat like that. Coding physics sounds like it would be difficult, but I'm pretty sure it would be doable. Shut up, dogs! Dogs woke me up at like fucking a little after midnight, actually. It's like I woke up, the dogs were barking, went outside to see what they were barking at, and of course, the moment I got up, they stopped barking. Like, oh shit. Well, I gotta take a leak anyway. So I got all the way up, and I went outside, and there was like nothing there. So after I did my business, I came back to the cabin and laid down, checked to see what time it was, because I was thinking like, oh, this probably woke me up at like what, like 3 or 4 in the morning. Looked at the clock, like fucking 12:34 after midnight. Fuck, stupid dogs. I probably like more or less just got to sleep. Maybe just had like maybe an hour of sleep. Oh wow, it snowed where Dasco is. We've only had one snowfall so far, and it melted within the same day. Like it like had a snowfall like late one night, and then the next day it just melted. It all melted away. Okay, I think these. Oh wait, forgot to detail the eyes here. Oh, yes. I've been lacking on the eyelashes, haven't I? I've been slacking. Slacker. Oh shit. There we go. Screen bugged out on me. I don't know what it is with my freaking head. Like my scalp in the crown region of my skull just fucking hurts. It's like I bumped my head sometime last night or yesterday, but I don't think I did. I did bump it like maybe like a fucking week ago, and it hurt like fucking hell at the time. But eventually I was okay at the end of the day. And this would be like the area where I fucking bumped my head. And I was like, seriously, why do I pay you at all? Oh, I'm sorry, love. No. Never forget the eyelashes again. Oh, just enjoying a few blacktooth grins. Oh, after having to save numerous people's caves this week. Oh, well, thank you. Who else's cave are you saving other than mine? Should I be jealous? Calves. Who else's calves are you saving? Here's why I don't like being a burden to my darling honey squish. I'm sure she has other financial duties. But here I am always being a financial pain in the ass. I'm sorry, love. I hope I'm not too much of a burden on your bank account. I would hate for that to happen. I would feel bad. Oh, just CN. I keep wanting to like call him Cartoon Network. It's simply because of his initials. Oh, I know. Maybe I should take some aspirin to deal with this headache. I don't know what it is with my freaking head hurting. It's not like a headache. It's just that fucking pain, that dull pain at the back of my scalp. It's just fucking gnawing at me. Oh, poor love. Well, hopefully I won't be like too much of a financial burden like here on out. Squish will always be a financial burden, but it's something I choose to do. So don't get your underwear in a knot. Aw. Thank you, love. I hate it when I get my Schwartz twisted. I just worry, is all. But anyway. Try not to think about it. Things will be better now. Okay, this is more or less inked. So let's move on to some colors. Hmm. Yes. Or we can poke our Christmas sailor. Okay. This one's. Did you dupe the reference in our folder or in our server? Oh. All right. Well, while you dupe the reference in our server, I shall BRB. I'm gonna re-up on some coffee, so I'll be back in a little bit. Ah. fucking cold. Fucking cold. Okay. Oh man. Gotta put my hands next to the heater. Man, it's muy frío in here. Oh. Okay. Jeebus fucking crunch cereal. I was only gone for like a minute and like already the warmth that I had like accumulated has already fucking dissipated. Yeah, I already have the fuzzy slippers on, so my feet are fine. My feet and toes are doing a lot better with these new fuzzy slippers than they were before. So I'm glad I got them. Oh my gosh, I've been just walking around in them like all day yesterday and just today. Hmm. Hmm. And what? 64 degrees in your house? It's like it's below 40. It's below 40 degrees where I'm at. Melanie said, Cracky McBlimey, there's more than just me here today. Yes! People have come for the Dono Stroomz to come and donate? No, just kidding. Like, you don't have to if you're unable to. But yeah, it's below 40 for me right now. Which is like an average temperature here in my cabin, like at this time in the morning. Like when it gets really bad, it gets like fucking to like 30, 30 and below. Okay. Let's look at some of these referents. Okay. Whoops. Fucking hell. Prolonged exposure to such low temperature can permanently damage your joints. Oh, fuck. Well, I'm fucked, ain't I? Well, I'm not too terribly cold. Like, I'm pretty sure my core temperature is above 40. Well, of course. If it wasn't, I'd be fucking almost dead or dying. Okay. What was I gonna do? Right. You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most greatest reindeer of all? I guess I should start singing like holiday carols and such. The voice of an angel. He's got the voice of an angel. Jingle bells, jingle all the bells. Oh, what fun Christmas is when you're jingling the bells. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the bells. Crashing through the snow in a beat-up Chevrolet. Over the curves we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha! People on sidewalks scream. Pedestrians taking flight. What fun it is cruising, boozing up the night. Oh, to hell with jail, to hell with jail. Mommy's got the bail. Oh, shit. Nice, love. Oh, you got Dicka and Dumbass, Pricka, and Shitsin, Cutmet, Pukrid, Dumbfuck, and Bitchsin. But do you recall the most greatest fuckhead of all? Oh, God. I'm going to hell. I know that. Because fuck if I want to go up to heaven with all the fucking tight-ass, dipshit, Bible-thumping motherfuckers. Always telling you how to live and how to be. Over-religious zealot pieces of shit, human garbage, gutter trash, asshole fucks. Ugh. Send me to hell where they fucking have rock and roll, hookers, booze, I bet, and strippers? Oh, and blackjack. 'Tis the season to be brutal. Fa la 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 la. What does this link do? Sounds of metal. Tis the season to be brutal. Dawn in our den vests. Trode eating mental gallow. See the blazing blast before us. Strike the guard, scream the chorus. Follow me in blasting measures. For the elemental treasure. Fast away the older masses. Held in these magic lessons. Sing we talking all together. Heed us on the wounded weather. What kind of Christmas songs or Chris songs? Movies. Oh, I know what one we can feature. Oh shit, I can't remember if it was on YouTube or something else. It was that Will Vinton Christmas special. Claymation Christmas. That'd be nice to play. Oh, that's right. I couldn't get the full thing on YouTube. Melody had to find it for me. Where was it? I think it was on one of these other streaming platforms. Like, was it like Kiss Movie? Kiss Cartoon. Where is it? Where did I fucking put that link? Let me see if I can find it in our chat. Yep, okay, here we go. I found it. I founders it. Oh, you got it on Daily Motion? Oh, is this the Wilshire one? Wait, did Wilshire have a Christmas special? Oh shit, I don't know Daily Motion will work for me. Oh, sweet. Where's the audio? There we go. Let's scale that down a little bit.
Good evening, and welcome to London's world-famous Christmas Square. Tonight, Herb and I will be your hosts on
a tour through the magical musical world of Christmas carols. We're going to hear some really wonderful music. Right, Rex?
Thank you, Herb. Thematically speaking, we'll be looking at Christmas carols as they relate to specific traditions of...
Yeah, songs about Christmas trees and stacks of gifts, reindeer and jingling bells, holiday ballets, Santa Claus, universal joy, and Christmas snacks.
There is not a carol about snacks. First up is that beautiful and haunting American classic, We Three Kings, composed around 1857.
Here we come a-waffling along the Lisa Green. Here we come a-waffling, so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you your waffle too.
Pardon me, but you're making a lyrical error in that fine old Christmas carol. Now, the key word, my good fellows, is wassailing, not waffling.
Well, what the heck's wassailing?
Wassailing, yes.
You're so smart. What's a wassel?
Yeah, I thought it was waffle.
Herb?
Oh, it tastes like waffle.
Ooh, and I want one with extra butter, please.
Anyway, We Three Kings, based on the journey of Kings Melchior, Caspar, and Balthasar.
We three kings of Orient are bearing gifts which
Nice love.
field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh,
Star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect light.
born a king on Bethlehem plain, gold I bring to crown him again, king forever ceasing, never over us all to reign. Oh,
Star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect light.
frankincense to offer have I, incense owns the deity high, rare and praising, calm and praising, worship
Yes.
Him, God most
All hail
high.
Satan.
Star of wonder, star of night, star of royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect light.
Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Alleluia, alleluia, earth the heavens replies. Oh,
Star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward
Wasn't that delightful?
Besides, Rex, maybe waffle is an old word that means waffle. After all, what could be more Christmassy than a thick stack of syrup-drenched waffles?
As usual,
Waffles.
Pat, there you go, letting history take a back seat to your stomach. The ringing of the bells at Christmas time is a holdover from early midwinter celebrations. When the earth was cold and the sun was dying, evil spirits were very powerful.
And one of the ways to drive evil off was by making a great deal of noise. As making noise was also fun, bell ringing ceremonies became a part of the spirit of Christmas.
Next on our program is the exquisite Carol of the Bells.
This isn't driving you off.
A good evening. Tonight our concert is with the Paris Bell Harmonic, the house orchestra here at Notre Dame Cathedral. I have a hunch they'll give us a wonderful performance under the baton of Maestro Quasimodo.
Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done.
Magnificent! Who was that conductor?
Oh, I don't know. But, you know, his face sure rings the bell.
Oh.
I
One of
bought
the
these
most
gifts
beloved
for you.
symbols of
They're up
Christmas
in my
is the
bum.
Christmas tree, festooned with lights and
And
ornaments.
candy canes and popcorn chains.
Yes, of course, Herb. The Christmas tree has come to represent the focal point of the Yuletide celebration. O Tannenbaum, an exceedingly well-known...
Here we come a-waddling so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you you're waddling too. And
Ladies, please. The correct refrain is wassail, not wado.
Happy New Year.
I'd like one of those purple ones, and a strawberry green apple glaze.
Here we come a-waddling so fair.
The simple and lovely Christmas tree carol.
Oh, Christmas tree, with faithful leaves unchanging. Oh, Christmas tree, with faithful leaves unchanging.
Whoops. Oh, damn it. Come on.
Says here, wassail is derived from the Celtic word for lamb's wool. Must be an old sheep shearing song.
It's not a sheep shearing song, you bonehead. Wassail comes from the Anglo-Saxon wassail, which means be in health. So...
Next on the show, my own personal favorite, interpretive ice ballet.
The carol Angels We Have Heard on High had its origins in...
And we are more than honored to have a prima ballerina named Margot Pontoon. Oh, and her world-renowned partner, Rudolph Nerves on Edge, interpret the carol for us.
What the? That's a huge bitch. I fucking love claymation.
Oh, what I'd give to ice dance with that Margot.
There's no ice thick enough for the two of you.
We'll break their backs,
We'll be right back.
gouge out their eyes, their evil hearts will pulverize.
Our next number
song's that
was
from?
composed by a 15-year-old boy who sought in song to express the true Christmas spirit.
Isaac Watt wanted a carol that expressed jubilation.
Here we come a-wallowing along the lane so green. Here we come a-wallowing so fair to be seen.
What?
Joy come to you and to
Herb, I believe we were discussing young Isaac Watt.
Right. The young genius based his carol around a single word.
That's the
A
Whacking
word
Day
that best
anthem.
expresses the love and kinship that are the very
Oh.
heart of Christmas. The word that he chose was
Joy. Delicious.
yes, joy to the world.
What to do for the boots. How to make the boots Christmassy.
Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let
Maybe put a bow and bell on the back of the boots.
Talk about joy.
Okay, love, how's that outfit so far? Oh man, I gotta put this other glove on.
Oh, wasn't that wonderful?
It's wassailing, I tell you. It's wassailing.
I do believe it is waffle.
Our next carol is that fabulous and incredibly popular Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Interpreted
Okay.
by that singing and dancing sensation, the California Raisins.
Good crowd for Christmas Eve, fellas, man. Wouldn't you say? Hey, fly.
The butt bow? Oh yeah.
I enjoyed that. Hey, we put on a good show.
Ooh, they like that grapevine. It's so deserted out here, though.
Did you see that big old grapevine?
Excellent gig, guys.
Uh-oh. There goes the last bus.
So call me a cab.
Hey, man, you're a cab.
No sweat, it's Christmas Eve. Next reindeer's due any minute.
You know, there's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. Oh, but do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
So should we make the heart a bell? Maybe put a bow on it too? Make the edges all frilly? What do you think, love? All right. Playing any reindeer games. Oh shit.
Sensational! Cheer up, Rex.
It's wassailing. I know it's wassailing. That's it! Somebody's got it right!
And to you your wassail too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year. Here we come a wassailing.
So, what does it mean?
What? Wassailing? Why, just going around the neighborhood singing Christmas carols, receiving treats and Christmas cordials.
Now that I like. Let's wassel!
Here we come a wassailing among the leaves so green. Here we come a wassailing so fair to be seen.
Love and joy come to you.
Herb?
And you wassel too. And God send you a
We'll be right back.
Here we come a wassailing among the leaves so green.
Herb?
Here we come a wassailing so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you you wassel too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year.
Herb, haven't you had enough Christmas goodies?
I told you there was a song about snacks.
Say goodnight, Herb.
Good night, Herb.
Thanks for joining us for our Claymation Christmas Carol.
Merry Christmas!
And a Happy New Year! We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your team. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh, come on, Rex. Just one thin dinner mint.
Sweet. That was good. That was very good. How long have we been streaming? About an hour and 40 minutes. No. Image resolution, I had that set at 144. Let's bump that up to 300. Okay. So how are we all doing? Who's all here? I know Melody's here. I'm Squish Butt's life support machine after all. Yes, I know. And I love you for it, my darling honey squish. Cutie tootsie bootsy honey kitty. Damn it. Oh. What's up, Hirsch? Yeah, I'm just concentrating. I'm pondering the very nature of flatulence itself. Just like Melody says. Scary stories are rubbish when you can listen to death metal lyrics. Oh, scary stories time? Skinwalker stories? Skinwalker, it's a skinwalker? No, it's a Bigfoot. Johnny, why are you tracing stuff again? It's not tracing if it's your own artwork. And it's inking. All right, spooky stories. Let's see. I've been out of the loop for a little bit. I don't know which stories are good anymore. It's been a while since I played any. Dogman. Encounters with dogmen. This could be interesting. I hear tell that there might be a dogman up in Montana. There's like an area called Red Dog Coulee. And here tell there's like some accounts of a creature that can stand on two legs but then run on all fours with a head that is very much like a dog. Anyway. Persia says that's a native creature. Probably. Or a deadly uncle. Okay, here we go.
Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time.
What?
If
Did
you
someone
like
else
the
drop a
video,
dono?
then feel free to subscribe.
I was recently told by a friend that you investigate strange canine sightings in Pennsylvania. I live in the northeastern part of the state, in rural Monroe County in the Poconos. I have a bipedal wolf account. This occurred on September 3, 1975. I now own the property and still live there. My father and I were traveling in our family station wagon on a dirt road on our property. When we first saw this creature, it had come out of heavy woods and crossed the road while on all fours. We stopped the car and watched it. When it reached the
Melody doesn't want to listen to spooky stories. I'm not sure what to listen to.
north boundary of our field, it stood up on its hind legs. It tried to hide between two mulberry trees. Its head touched a branch that was approximately 12 feet off the ground. My father would later measure its height. It then ran south, dropping down on all fours. It was running at an unbelievable speed. It covered 100+ yards and ran out of the southern boundary of our field into the road directly in front of us. From its nose to the tip of its tail, it covered the county road from shoulder to shoulder, approximately 18 feet. Its left shoulder was about 1 foot above the center of the hood of our car. When measured, it was 3 feet off the ground, putting its left shoulder at approximately 4 feet tall. As it ran in front of us, crossing the road, it turned its head toward us and snarled, showing all of its teeth, including the canine, that were at least 6 inches long. It had huge amber eyes and just looked plain evil. The neighbor who owned the woods where the creature had come out of had about 12 guard dogs. He lived alone. We called him Mr. Hermit and owned about 100 acres, which included several long-retired slate quarry holes that were all filled with clear blue water and huge fish. The woods were also full of deer. By the way, our newly built home was about 50 yards west of where it ran south across the road. A few nights after this incident, at about 1 a.m. in the morning, all hell broke loose. We could hear the neighbors' guard dogs fighting, madly yelping,
Okay,
and being
love.
slaughtered. Mr. Hermit opened up with a 12 gauge and kept firing. We would find out later that 9 of his 12 guard dogs were killed. Our area was under Pennsylvania State Police jurisdiction. There was no local sheriff or police force. Several troopers showed up that night. Then at daybreak, a tactical team arrived in a helicopter, which landed in our field. My father worked the third shift at the time at Ingersoll Rand and was just getting home. My father immediately walked up to Mr. Hermit's property. He crossed our field and then directly up his driveway. The state police refused to let him go any further. My mother was so scared of the ordeal that we had heard the previous night, so she decided to keep us home from school. Shortly after I saw my father disappear up Mr. Hermit's driveway, small arms fire erupted. We're all looking out our kitchen window in anticipation of the results. The state police helicopter took off and hovered over Mr. Hermit's property. It then dipped very low and then lifted something huge wrapped in a tarp with a cargo net around it. My father soon returned and told us that the state police told him that he was to forget about what we saw. The barracks commander stopped in on his way out to reinforce this. We pestered my father to tell us what it was they shot and killed. This was the only time I had ever seen fear in his eyes. All he said was that he saw them shoot and kill an extremely large wolf. He never spoke of the incident again, nor would he acknowledge my inquiries about it. I eavesdropped on him and my mother talking about it after we kids were supposed to be asleep. He said there were 9 dead guard dogs and that 12-gauge shotgun shells were everywhere. By the next night, there was a loaded 12-gauge shotgun at every entrance door with double-aught buckshot. My mom had a new handgun at the ready. My father got off the night shift very soon after this incident. There have been no other incidents with bipedal wolves in our area.
This sighting happened on 4/30/22 in Birdsboro, Pennsylvania in the Birdsboro Preserve. This area is just north of French Creek State Park and the forests intersect with one another. There are roughly 15 to 20 square miles of dense natural woodlands in this area. It is one of the largest forest areas in southeastern Pennsylvania. It was a crystal clear warm spring day and my 12-year-old daughter wanted to learn trout fishing. We decided to go up to Hay Creek, which runs for 13 miles through French Creek State Park and through the Birdsboro Preserve. We parked at the north end of the preserve on Old Route 82, now called Hay Creek Road. We hiked up into the old road past the still active larger quarry and continued up about a half-mile past it. We found a spot where she could practice wading in the stream in a safe shallow area of the stream with semi-fast water. There were a lot of people walking, hiking, and horseback riding that day and not a cloud in the sky. We fished this spot for about 2 hours or so, slowly moving back down the stream. At one point, while I was sitting on the bank enjoying the stream and nature while my daughter was fishing, I heard a loud crash, like a tree was falling over behind us. It was a bit strange because I didn't hear any chainsaws, and it sounded like a huge tree was coming down. It was only a few hundred feet behind us, and it was super loud. Being an avid extreme outdoorsman for 3+ decades, you know when things seem out of place. This was totally different from a tree falling over and then silence. This went on for about 2 minutes, and I stood up and looked around in the direction the sound was coming from but saw nothing. I said to myself that was a bit strange, and it just stopped. About 30 minutes later, I heard the same thing, and again this went on for like 2 minutes again. Now I'm puzzled and was like, what the hell is going on? This is not normal. I said to my daughter, let's start heading back down the stream and find another spot. I still did not see anything unusual but was on alert. I thought to myself it could be deer up in the back across the road. Then I heard a giant crashing through the woods as it was very loud. This time it was definitely closer to us. We walked about 200 yards down the trail and we started hearing this again, and it was even closer than the past 2 times. We stopped and looked up towards the quarry in the direction of the sound but still saw nothing. I said we will cross the stream and fish down around the bend. The spot where you cross the stream is about 30 feet wide and very slippery. We took it slow because the water was a bit high for my daughter. We were about halfway across and all hell broke loose with the sound of tree branches breaking again. It took us about 90 seconds to cross the stream, and I was holding her hand to help her. The whole time this sound is still going on, and I'm looking back but see nothing because we are about 20 feet below the quarry where the old bridge was. Where we cross the stream there is about a 6 to 7 foot berm to step up to the road level. I get up first and help my daughter get up with my hand when I see something moving in the distance out of my peripheral vision. I turn and look and see nothing at first. Then in the distance where this sound is coming from, I lock onto a 40 feet pine tree at the top of the quarry, swaying violently side to side at least 5 feet each way. I pointed to my daughter and said, "Holy crap, what the hell is that?" Look, the next 40 to 50 seconds would change my life forever. We were watching the pine tree shake for about 10 to 15 seconds. Then I saw what I thought was an arm reaching out of the tree. It grabbed a bird, which I think was a turkey buzzard. All of a sudden, this thing jumps from the pine tree to a big oak tree about 10 feet away and starts climbing on the outside of the canopy. It pivoted around somewhat like a spider on the top of the canopy and disappeared into the branches of this large oak tree. Keep in mind the leaves are just starting to bud on the trees, and we can see movement in the tree branches. This is about 200 to 300 feet away. The whole time branches are breaking, very large branches about 2 inches thick. This goes on for about 10 or more seconds, and then this thing jumps out of the tree. Now, these trees are at least 40 high. Plus it falls another 15 to 20 feet onto a 60-degree incline of rocks. So about 60 or so feet this thing fell. I thought the thing was dead. I'll never forget the sound of the impact. This thing hit super hard and rocks started flying down the side of this quarry incline at least 10 feet. When it fell out of the tree, this creature landed on all fours. This thing is lying flat and is a bit dazed and or winded. Then this thing stands up bipedally on its 2 hind legs and is about 10 to 12 feet in height. I'm thinking that this thing should be dead. I'm thinking bear, mountain lion, Bigfoot. So this thing stands up, and then goes back on all fours and jumps like a toad or a frog does. This thing clears 20 feet of ground in total, not even trying, as well as jumps in height about 8 to 10 feet in one jump. It was on all fours again, flat like a frog, and then it dropped this bird that it had in its left hand. Keep in mind the thing landed facing away from us on the right side of us with its back to us and running away parallel to our left. It then reaches out with its left hand and grabs the bird and pulls it back into its chest. The arms on this thing are at least 6 feet plus in length. It has human-like hands and legs. The hands have at least 2 to 3 inches claws on the fingers, as well as the feet. As it grabbed the bird, it turned its head to the side, and I saw the side of the head and face. This thing was bald from the neck up. It had a canine-style snout or nose with an upper jaw with an overhang with very long upper teeth like fangs on a werewolf. No joke about it. This thing, when it stood up from heel to hip, was 6 to 7 feet in height, and from hip to shoulder was another 3 feet. From heel to top of its head was 10 to 13 feet easy. The head was like a human's head but had pointed ears like a dog's, but not on top of the head. It had ears where a human has them, but longer and pointed. It had fur like a deer in length, very short brown, gray, and black.
Weird.
The skin was gray in color. This creature was very skinny though, like it was starving or not healthy. Very skinny except the forearms, and its legs were very toned. It did not have a tail. This thing stands up again bipedally and takes a step, like a track runner jumping a hurdle, and clears a 15 feet rock face again, easily 6 to 7 feet in height and about 15 feet in length. It took another 5 to 6 steps and it went crashing through the woods, and we never saw it again. I stood there in total disbelief, and I was trying to process what the hell this thing was. I'm a no-fear kind of guy, and this thing scared the living crap out of me. I'm standing there completely frozen with fear, trying to make sense of what the hell just happened.
What's that,
I
Hirsch?
almost
Have
lost
to
myself
watch
with
what?
fear because I never had that type of fear ever, and I had to talk myself out of it. After about 2 minutes of sheer confusion, I snapped out of the fear factor, and I was now in adrenaline survival mode. My number one concern was my daughter and us getting out of there alive, because this thing ran the same way we had to walk to reach my car. Keep in mind, this was a busy day with people out from being cooped up all winter. Whatever this thing is, violent and super strong to the point the right thing to do is warn people of this thing. I'll tell you this thing makes a full-grown tiger look like a mouse, and that is no joke. My daughter was confused about what had happened. I was very concerned for her safety. As we were slowly walking back, I actually started to call 911 but never did, because no one would believe me and think I was made out of my mind. I saw a few people on the way back, and I asked them if they had seen a big animal come down this way, and they all said no. A message for all the people out there. One thing I want to say is this: I have been in a lot of national parks and state forests and never once seen anything like this creature. Take everything I thought I knew about the wilderness and throw it right out the window and start over.
I would like to tell you of my daughter's sighting of what I believe could have been a dogman. It was the fall of 2014. I had recently started a new job at the Veterans Administration in Saginaw, Michigan, 1 hour 45 minutes away from my home. I left for work by 6:15 to get to work by 8 a.m. My daughters were 14 and 10 at that time. We live in the country, in Fenwick, Michigan, Montcalm County. Our driveway is about 100 yards long. At about 7 a.m. I received a frantic call from my daughters. They were yelling about a white dog monster that chased them back up our driveway and caused them to miss the bus. I did not believe them. I thought they made up this story so that I didn't get too mad at them for missing the bus, because I had just started the new job and couldn't turn around and take them to school. It is important to note that both of my daughters are straight students, extremely athletic, and well-respected children, and still are, and have never before or after this incident ever missed the bus. After this incident, both of them were terrified to go out at night anymore. Occasionally, I would make them go out and get their chores done if they forgot to do it during the day, like take the trash out to the road, and they would make me so mad, saying that they were too scared and would I please just sit out on the porch and watch them, which I always wound up doing, or else the chore was just not going to get done. Well, fast forward to about a year ago. The girls and I were just sitting around, watching a TV show about sightings of unconfirmed creatures, like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, etc. At some point during the broadcast, a segment on the Beast of Bray Road came on, and immediately the girls both shouted out that that was the thing they saw back in 2014, and they were filled with anxiety and fear. It was very evident to me, after seeing their reaction, and watching the segment on this creature, that they had indeed seen this beast. I felt terrible about not believing them, or even really ever listening to their story. After the show ended, my oldest searched online for information on how to report this sighting and left a message at one of the sites on the internet about what they had seen. The next morning we also called and reported it to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources and the local police department, but I don't believe that they took any of it seriously. A little later that day, we did receive a call from a person that got our message on the internet about their sighting. My daughter informed them of what happened and what they saw, and they took the report. During the months that followed, I occasionally would search for information on the internet about the dogman. And, as crazy as this sounds, I believe I saw one a good 25 years ago. I was with a boyfriend and we were cruising the back roads and drinking a few beers.
You said I had to watch something, but I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Hirsch. Are you trying to post a link? Because I think I have that disabled. Only Melody and mods can post links. Bigfoot and the huge ass monster. Yes, my name is Huge Ass.
We were about a mile south of the Carson City, Michigan prison on Blackmer Road. I had turned my head to say something to him, and when I looked back at the road, I saw a white creature that I thought was crawling towards the ditch on the right side of the road. This creature was on the edge of the right side of the road. I only saw it for a split second and I only saw the right side of its body. A second after I saw it, the right front side of my truck grazed it. You could hear the thud and feel it. My friend and I were both shocked and didn't know what the heck the thing was. I had thought that it was crawling or dragging its back legs because the back side of it was definitely much lower than the front legs and bent, looking broken or deformed, like its legs or hips were injured, hit by a car or something, and trying to get across the road. I backed the truck up and was very upset and nervous because I wasn't sure what the thing was, and it even crossed my mind that maybe it was a naked person that I had hit. We shined the area and did not see any blood, hair, or body. I went back the next morning and looked again and found nothing. I even listened to the news for the next several nights to see if there was any report of a hit and run or anything unusual like that, and thank God, there was no report of anyone being hit. I described it to my family as looking like a sheep that had just been sheared, like it had white skin, like a naked body, with no or not much hair. But it was bigger than a sheep. They all teased me and insinuated that I was drunk. It didn't take long before I stopped talking about it to them, and in the back of my mind began to doubt myself and what I saw. Over the years, I never forgot about it, but I just never really thought about it anymore. After seeing the segment on the Beast of Bray Road, and realizing that my daughters were not making up a story, I have been researching this creature on the internet. For some reason, I didn't correlate the creature that my daughters saw to the thing I saw, that is, until I began seeing pictures/drawings of the creature on the internet. I realized after seeing some profile views of the beast that the thing I saw was probably not injured, but instead in the squatting position. I realized that its back legs weren't injured, broken, or deformed, it was just sitting on its haunches. This also explains why, if it was already injured, and then hit/grazed by my truck, we did not find it anywhere, because the angle of its body when I saw it looked like the position of an animal unable to move its back legs, and then to add the collision, the animal would not have made it far from the spot my vehicle struck the creature. However, if the creature was in fact not injured, but just squatting, as seen from a profile view, it would be reasonable to assume that the creature wasn't injured much from the collision and simply ran away. If you would like to get the entire story from my daughters and their description of their sighting, you can email me back and I would love for you to hear their information. Also, before last month, I had never said a word to my daughters about the creature I had hit with my truck, so there was nothing planted in their minds about this creature. The reason I am writing this at this time is that recently I have talked to a few other people that have seen the same type of creature. Also, the girls made me a drawing of the creature they had seen and I posted the drawing on our community group on Facebook, simply asking if anybody has ever seen a creature like this. I received a few responses that gave me goosebumps. If you would like to hear about their encounters too, I could refer them to you.
One night in September 2005, I was driving home from work at around 11:30 p.m. I was a waitress at a golf course in a fairly rural area of Michigan, thus the shortest distance between work and home was all back roads. As I turned onto the road that I lived on, I saw what I thought was a bear. He was digging through the trash that had been set out in front of the house with a long driveway. It was most likely the length of the driveway that had caused the owner to set up a yard light, which was directly above the creature. I was initially excited. I had grown up in the area and people often swore there were bears, but I had never seen one. Plus, it just so happened to be under the only light on that road. As my car slowed to a stop, I realized immediately it wasn't a bear. I wasn't afraid yet, but it was shaped all wrong to be a bear. Plus, the fur was short and shiny, like a horse or a Doberman. As the car rolled to a stop, I had already seen enough to know it wasn't a bear, or a dog, or even a cat or a deer. It was shaped all wrong. It was deeply muscled. As it dug, I could see the muscles moving in its strangely humanoid shoulders. I am very confused by now, but I am still expecting to have a light bulb realization. It was huge, the shoulders were very human and strong, but it hasn't looked up yet, so I just kept staring, figuring my eyes were playing tricks on me. I had been at a full stop for less than 10 seconds before it finally looked up, and it was like time stopped. This is the part of the encounter I hate to tell for 2 reasons. 1, even after all this time I still get goosebumps when I think about it, and 2, I know it sounds crazy. The face was hideous, blood-chilling, terror-inducing. It wasn't flat like a man's, but not long like a dog's either. It had some sort of an elongated face and a flattened pushed-up nose, and eyes that glowed red with what I swear was their own light, not reflected light. The only light source was my headlights, which were pointed at the road and the yard light above it, and the glow wasn't your standard animal eye shine. It was like the color of a hot electric burner. The mouth was by far the worst of it. It was massive, think anglerfish style, only the teeth were larger, broader, and weirdly shiny, almost metal-looking. I just stared at it, forcing myself to keep looking, knowing any moment I would realize it was a mask or a trick of the light. Then it started to stand, bipedal like a man. It opened that terrifying mouth, in what was clearly an act of aggression, and I floored it. My car fishtailed, and I had a moment of terror as I realized if I went in the ditch it would be just me and the creature. Thankfully, I got it under control and didn't look back. Werewolf was what my brain was screaming, but I'm not sure. I have heard of dogman before, but no one has ever described him as having a pushed-in nose and a mouth like an anglerfish, full of shiny teeth. When I got home, a lousy 2 miles away, I drove my car directly up to my porch steps and bolted inside. Thankfully, I have since left the state and have never seen anything like it again. So is this the dogman or something else?
This is a really odd story of how I came to see a literal dogman last night at around midnight. I live in a neighborhood by the way, near Newport, Oregon, but we are on the edge of a large forest behind our house, so not completely rural. Funny part of the story, so I set a live trap for a mouse last night. Catch and release, I can't stand to harm mice. It triggered at midnight and the loud pop of the door woke me up. I decided I didn't want to just leave it in the cage all night long waiting for morning. I could hear him trying to chew through the wires and didn't want him to torture himself or get hurt attempting to get out. So I decided I'd just take him outside immediately. Instead of releasing mice in the yard by my house, I always go about 3 miles away into a forested area. I'm not cruel enough to just release him by someone else's house, thus causing them a mouse problem. Irrelevant info, I know. Before I even got in my car to transport the little mouse, my stomach began hurting like never before. It was a horrible foreboding feeling that was almost telling me something terrible was about to happen. There was no reason for my stomach to just suddenly start screaming in pain. I essentially never have stomach problems like this. It's exceedingly rare, I just don't get stomach aches. But this was painful on a scale that was so strange. I kept getting this deep sense of something being wrong. I got into the car with the little cage, going down the street. It was literally only 1 block away from my home that I instantly slowed on the brakes because of something enormous at the side of the road. At first I thought that it was the tallest dog I've ever seen. Its silhouette was blacker than the night. As I slowed my car from maybe 20 miles per hour to 10 miles per hour, it suddenly came out into the street light and walked across the street in front of my car. It wasn't running, but it wasn't going slow either. I suddenly realized it was no ordinary dog, but I knew it wasn't a bear either because it didn't have much of a belly. This was 3 to 4 times the size of a wolf, and so I can confirm it was not a wolf. What I saw looked like a humanoid literally hunched over on all fours, back erect in a hunch, moving with pace across the road. The head was distinctly wolf-like and enormous. It literally looked like a giant wolf head. The being had jet black fur, as black as hair can get. The legs were lanky. My brain literally froze. Instantly, I began rationalizing. But it was fairly impossible to rationalize what I had just seen. The closest thing I can compare this to would be the werewolf from Harry Potter that Professor Lupin turns into. All I can think of is, how did they know? That's nearly identical to what this thing looks like as it's hunched over and walking on all fours. It's horrifying. It was literally quite accurate to looking like that exact CGI rendering. On all fours, its backside is probably about 4 to 4.5 feet in height. The head is higher, easily reaching 5 feet. Again, there was no way this was a bear or other regular beast we're familiar with as humans. There was nothing familiar about it. To anyone who might say, maybe it was just a really large dog that was sick and hunched. Definitely not. It was bigger than the largest dog breeds I've ever seen, to be over 4 feet in height. At the back, not the head. While hunched over, that's definitely not a regular dog. Impossible to be a bear as none are this skinny. The humanoid aspect of it could not be denied. You could tell that if it wanted to, it could have easily stood up on 2 legs. What's more insane is that I could feel its energy. The energy was dark, oppressive, and really just a sense of danger swept over me. It had a very otherworldly energy about it. I slowly continued driving, and quickly stared over to the left side of the road as I was passing to see where it had gone. I was able to see its silhouette by a bush, looking back at me, watching me pass. I didn't want to stop. I was scared. I went on with my mission to release the mouse. But I can tell you this, when I got home I ran into my garage and shut that garage door as quickly as possible. I was panicked and truly terrified. When you know what you saw, you know what you saw, they always say. I also know my mind didn't just fill in blanks or hallucinate this. Last night, I looked up accounts of dogmen, only to find people's descriptions, drawings were fairly identical to what I had witnessed. What are the odds of that? Now I am convinced it is real. I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd see something like this.
This occurred in 1977, in the Madera community of Clearfield County, Pennsylvania. I was a young teen at the time. We lived in a house in the heavily forested hills above Madera. There were very few residences in our neighborhood. The location was incredibly isolated. My grandfather would frequently go on patrols with the local officer who worked for the Game Commission. I bring this up because of his reaction when we had our encounter, which is the reason why I am bringing this out. He was a large man, and it took a lot to shake his confidence. When Grandpa would walk outdoors at night, with nothing but a pitchfork to frighten away a bear, we would often just shake our heads at him. He was familiar with the local wildlife, understood what their routines were, could predict weather, and so on. On one particular evening, we were awakened by a loud ruckus that took place close to our front porch. We had outdoor cats who liked to hang out on the porch, and if a raccoon or other animal came near the front of the house, they would run away. The noise they made as they dispersed was rather loud, which is why we were awakened by it. I can still hear my grandpa giving one of his signature irritated sighs because he was forced to get up and check out what was going on outside. We were all listening closely to the sound of the door being closed. Instead, we heard our grandpa let out a loud roar. This sent everyone scurrying for the stairs. He was keeping his distance from the entrance while holding the rifle in his hand, and the expression on his face might best be described as fearful. As I've already said, nothing seemed to frighten Grandpa, so the sight of that expression on his face caused all of us to stand there feeling unsure. This monster, which was outside on the porch, was gazing straight back at us, displayed absolutely no fear at all. In fact, I recall having the thought that it was furious. But upon closer inspection, it merely seems cruel. It was definitely not a dog, but rather a canine of some kind. It had the appearance of a hyena from the front shoulders all the way up to the head, but the rear end was much smaller than the front shoulders and the head. I don't think I ever noticed there was a tail there. The fur had an unusual appearance that was patchy and shaggy all throughout. It simply didn't look like fur. It is difficult to describe. The nose was neither very long nor very narrow, rather, it was short but somewhat large. The whole of the body was enormous. It was nearly as wide as our porch from the rear of its head to the front of its body. Taking this into account, it would be at least 7 feet long. It stood there staring at us, then turned and looked towards our barn, then back at us again. After that, it went a few steps very slowly, before turning and running away. It happened so quickly that all I could see was a smear of color, and then it was gone. We all stood there for a moment before our mother asked our father what was going on, at which point our father shouted for all of us to hurry up and go upstairs. He did not even bother to go outside to check on the animals, since he remained awake the whole night. Strangely enough, we never brought it up in conversation. After that, nobody ever mentioned it again. It was a really special place to live, and I was fortunate enough to spend the most of my life there. but I was relieved to leave the area when I became older, since many of the occurrences that took place there were puzzling to me and could not be explained.
In late June 2021, my sister and I were driving from Utah into Arizona. I was moving out to Phoenix. I don't remember the exact forest area, but it was right as we started the descent from the mountains in northern Arizona. My sister and I were having a conversation as she was driving. We entered into a clearing in the trees.
Must be Flagstaff.
As we came to the clearing, there was a very large rock on the right side of the road that caught my eye. Upon seeing the rock, I saw movement to the left of it. There was a very large, distinctly canid-shaped figure in the clearing next to the rock. As I stared, trying to make out what it was, we had both gone silent mid-sentence. I clearly saw eye shine that was almost a reddish-orange in hue. Whatever it was locked in a stare with me and tracked the vehicle with its eyes. My blood ran cold and I felt a feeling of utter helplessness sink over me.
Oh, thank you.
The feeling was accompanied by the thought that
from Melody again.
Serious harm and I would have no way to
Melody.
stop it. The creature only
Don't
stood
break
and stared
your
at us
bank.
as we passed. When the initial shock wore
I know
off a
you
few
probably
seconds
won't,
later,
but
I quickly asked if my sister had
I still
seen
get
anything.
paranoid.
Her voice was very shaky.
There's
as she
supposed to be
confirmed
other
exactly
people
what I had
donating.
seen. A very large canid-like
Love.
creature staring directly at us as we passed through the clearing. I have seen black bears up close and personal within 20 yards, and whatever this was
You're
clearly
supposed to be
not
taking a
black bear.
break from
It
giving
was
me
quite a bit
monies.
larger, with more of a slender build and a very dog-like head and snout. My
Well,
sister
thank
was
you.
very shaken by the experience and had tears in her eyes due to the fear
Thank
she
you,
was
honey
feeling.
kitty.
She continued driving as we both felt completely unsafe to stop or even have a window down. She doesn't like to talk about it to this day. I believe what we saw to be consistent to other reports seen in the area, which I later researched after we got to Phoenix. I will never go into those woods alone. I hoped what we saw was an optical illusion or a misidentified animal, but I cannot shake the feeling that it wasn't and still see very clearly the figure in my mind whenever I think about it and am overcome with chills and begin to shake all over again.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more green texts will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.
Oh yeah. Jeez, it was that deep. Melody says, "Is fucking me again."
Remember to check out the
Yeah, well,
Odyssey
other
page in the
people are
description
useless,
for a
son.
second archive of the channel's
Aw.
videos.
Melody's calling you guys out. Well, anyone else who's, who I guess, watching. But anyway, thank you, love. You are the absolute fucking best. And I don't know what I'd do without you. I guess fucking be penniless and broke and just fucking living in a ditch somewhere. But Dasko says, my poor slit wrist stopped bleeding today. I can see my marbling. Fuck. I guess Dasko accidentally put his hand through like some glass or something, like a picture frame. Moral of the story: never fight a framed piece of art. Oh, I guess it was on purpose then, but the cutting of his wrist was accidental. Dasko was fighting a picture frame. But yeah, he's doing better. Sweetie love. I hope my I hope our friendship, our deep friendship, is made you not self-mutilate nowadays. For me, I don't need to self-mutilate. I'm just naturally accident prone. Though I might not have as many scars, I still have plenty. Where is that? Ah, there's one. It's pretty faded now. There's like oh wow, that is that the right forearm? I guess that is. Like wow. It used to be pretty visible. I doubt you can see it, but there's like there was a scar right there. Yeah, you can barely see it on camera. But that was a workplace accident when I was doing marble and granite countertops. I had one of the blades, and it's a blade that we use for cutting rock. And I was cutting some rock, and the blade was still spinning, and then I maneuvered in such a way where the blade like went across my skin, and I was surprised. Like, since it's a blade meant for cutting stones and rocks, it didn't actually cut me. Like it just left like something similar to like a burn scar. So I was like, holy shit, that was close. But I imagine if it was like done with a little more force, like if I had brushed against it with a little more force, it definitely probably would have broken skin. But all it left was like a kind of like a burn mark. Nutty says, the only thing that stopped me from cutting a fatal gash in my throat was meeting JB. Aw. Well, I'm glad I'm here for you, love. And I'm glad you're here for me. We're here for each other. Sweetie love. It's like you've mentioned how, like, you would self-harm in the past, but I didn't know. I don't know how bad it was. But I'm glad we ran into each other for both of our sake. So I'm grateful that I can serve as somewhat of a buffer between how shitty life is and just self-harm. So I'm glad I can be here to just help, like, bring levity to life. And you do the same for me too. Like, I don't know what I'd fucking do without you. Like, fucking day-to-day life would be so boring if we never met. It's like sandpaper as a blade. Yeah. Well, like, the blade I was working with, it was like, it wasn't like sandpaper, it was like a metal blade. It's like we use like these kind of like sanding pads that have like diamond infused grain in there, and those are the grinding pads that we use to like polish stone. But what I was cut with was like an actual cutting blade that's used for cutting stone. And when I maneuvered in such a way where it like brushed against me, I was surprised it didn't actually cut me. It just left a burn mark. Melody says, I used to self-harm from both remembering my past and how much of a useless fuckstain I used to be, and from self-failure. Oh, diamond cut grain, yes. But I'm glad we're both here for each other. Like, fucking both of our lives, like, well, I can speak for myself just saying that my life has improved immensely ever since Melody, like, stumbled into my, not stumbled, but like, started perusing through my galleries and just reached out to like, just say what's up. Tasco Dress says, what if people was tasty? Oh, speaking of which, I have this actual burn scar. Damn, this one's fading too. I don't know how my scars are fading recently. Like these are scars that have been lasting for years and they've been like always present and visible, but now that I'm checking on them, it's like they're fading at a pretty rapid rate. That's crazy. Because there's a scar like right here. That used to be pretty visible. You can barely even see it. But now they're fading. But yeah, like the scar I got here, I was like bringing like a load of firewood in and putting it in the firewood closet. This is like a old trailer we used to have, and like it's like right next to the wood burning stove, and the stove pipe was like running red hot. And when I threw the firewood into the firewood closet, like I turned around and my wrist brushed against the back of my wrist brushed against the stovepipe, and the smell like past the burning hair smell was the smell of like burnt hot dogs. I was like, holy shit, I smell delicious. That's slightly disturbing. Melody says people aren't tasty. The human race fucking sucks and ergo equates to grade F meat. Totally. Ugh. Dasco Draws is saying cocoa butter or moisturizer. No, I don't even use like much lotion. The only time I use lotion is during the winter, and that's when my skin gets all dried and cracked. And I don't know why it's like they're clearing up so quickly. And I only use like lotion on my hands. Like I don't know why the scars on my forearms are starting to fade. It's crazy. And then he says, oh, I lotion and moisturize daily. Whom art thou to judge me? No, it's like Dasco is like asking like if I use cocoa butter or moisturizer, maybe that's why my scars are starting to fade. But no, like I haven't really. The only time I use moisturizer or like lotion is like during the winter months to like so my hands don't get all scaly, because during the winter my hands get bad. Like the back of my hands, they'll start cracking and scabbing up. So I gotta lotion my hands up during the winter months so they don't get all dried and cracked. But yeah, I love the honey squish that moisturizes. I don't judge. He's a sweetie honey squish. I love you, Melody. Is a sweetie darling Melody who spoils me. She's gonna fucking spoil me. Well, as long as I'm not like the fucking type of douche to like take Melody to like a car dealership and then just demand like a fucking fancy car. Like, hey babes, why don't you buy me this car? Melody says, I love you, Melody. What is that? I do love you. Ooh, well, we all make mistakes, I guess. What? Me loving you isn't a mistake. Silly honey squish. All right, nerd, it's break time. I sent you $50. Oh, yeah? Well, I guess if Melody says so, I should. Use it as you see fit. I'm gonna use the money to make my own casino with blackjack and hookers. In fact, forget the blackjack. Okay. Melody's telling me to take a break. And yeah, I have been streaming for 2 hours and 40 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and take a break. I got to feed the animals, check on my mom, see if she needs anything. Yeah. So we'll be back sometime either after my break or later today. It all depends on what's going to be needed today. Today is Friday, so shouldn't be too much. Anyway, very much love and appreciation goes to Eli. You know full well. Know full well what? You will go rallying. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe I should. Now that maybe I should twitch. Do some twitching and play some rallies. Yeah, Dasco, it's that cold here, but thankfully, like, it's closer to noon, so we're past the mid-morning chill. So should be getting more tolerable. Melody says $70, son. Make good use of it. Oh, thank you, love. This is the best love. Best love, honey squish. Darling honey kitty, tootsie bootsie. Okay. Much love and appreciation goes to my darling moderator Melody, who donated $70 today to get me out of the hole of $15. I was negative $15. That's how I started today, but my darling honey kitty has pulled me out of that and then some. Co-opt a fandom, hell of a boss. Co-op the fandom, like a fandoodle or something. Anyway, to all those who are watching, thanks to all those who participated in chat. It's always awesome interacting with all of you. As always, my lovely moderator Melody. Dasco Draws is here. Some user dropped by, and my cousin Herschel was here for a bit. So thanks for dropping by, keeping me company as I draw these Johnston Blackhorse Dono Drawringz Stroomz. So yeah, and to all those who are watching, lurking, or even watching later, if you liked what you saw, please like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and if you're down for it and if you're able to, you can donate to my Ko-fi page to fund more art or future projects from me. Any dollar amount would be much appreciated. So until next time, this has been Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only, and I shall check y'all later. Sweet. Bye.